Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today I have one story for you with 3 epic updates from the Relationship Advice subreddit. Before we start, just a reminder that every KCC video is also released in podcast form. You can search for Karma Comment Chameleon on every major podcasting platform or click one of the links in the description down below. Alright, on to the stories, let's jump right in. This story comes to us from Pina Colada Whatever. My 24 female best friend 24 female is too handsy with my boyfriend 26 male, and I think it's inappropriate. I know I should be careful calling someone best friend in a post like this, but I don't know how else to call Jessie. Our parents are great friends, so we grew up together, and she kinda had my back in high school. Long story short, on the teenager food chain, she was on top and I should be on the bottom. But nobody messed with me cause I was Jessie's friend. Jessie is one of those people who require attention. I never minded though, nobody is perfect, right? But now that I have my first real boyfriend, she doesn't know how to behave. Every time we are together, she is really handsy. Always touching his arms, running fingers through his hair, complimenting him, and now she even started with the prank spankings on the butt, you know? I just feel really uncomfortable with it. Maybe it's normal. I mean, Jessie has a lot of guy friends, so maybe this is okay. My boyfriend never thought much of it either. Am I just overreacting? She is super pretty, so maybe I'm just jealous. Anyway, yesterday something really threw me off. Boyfriend had to do some work, and I had a book thing, hobby, so we decided to meet later at a friend's house. They were getting together to drink, and so on. Boyfriend finishes work early and calls me, but I don't really need him to come over to the book thing. I know he doesn't like it. So I just tell him to go to friend's house. Then I start getting texts from Jessie all like, "Girl, you gotta come to this party now. Your boyfriend is wasted," laugh out loud. "LOL, we so drunk, you need to come and stop us. I can't behave myself if you don't get here soon." And so on. The book thing took longer than I thought, and I was just getting mad and madder. But I'm a very non-confrontational person, so I dealt with it. I call boyfriend when it's over cause I don't feel like going to this party anymore, but I was his ride. So I ask him if he needs me to come pick him up. He says, sure. I get there and don't even go inside. I am ready to release the hounds of hell on him, but he gets in my car and he is stone cold sober. I ask him if he was drinking and then show him Jessie's texts. He gets super upset and says she was lying. He wasn't even hanging directly with her, but catching up with a friend who just came back to town. He says I should have texted him, letting him know what she was saying, so he could confront her about it, since you don't ever seem to be able to give that girl some boundaries, his words. Now I'm thinking maybe I should talk to Jessie, but maybe she was just drunk and annoying me cause she wanted me there. I don't know. I mean, this girl was really nice to me growing up when she could have been a B. I don't like how she behaves around him, but at the same time, I don't want it to look like I don't trust her. Is there a polite way of going about it? Or should I maybe wait and see if this happens again? Am I overreacting? Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called Throwing It Away 2424. It says, "Since you don't seem to be able to give that girl some boundaries, sounds like maybe he does mind what she does. Time to clear the air. Tell boyfriend to let her know the spanking and hair touch need to stop. You two need to be on the same page. Then go to Jessie. Jessie, you are my best friend, and we have a lot of good history together. We are both growing and changing, and our ideas and beliefs are changing too. I'm starting to realize that I no longer want my best friend to spank my boyfriend, or run her hands through his hair, or up and down his arms. It's just not me anymore. I know you respect me too much to continue doing something that I no longer am okay with, so I wanted to make sure and tell you right away. Then wait and see if she continues the behavior. If she tried to flip it to jealous, flip it back to, no Jesse, this is about respect and about my personal beliefs of what is okay in a relationship. Another commenter down below called Sally Goo said, the way you talk about Jessie sounds like you feel like you owe her something because she wasn't mean to you when she could have been. You don't owe her anything. Tell her how you feel. This is a very odd situation, and I can't really tell here whether they wanted OP to be at the party or not. They were definitely hinting that they wanted to do something with OP's boyfriend, and that's kinda odd. The commenter is absolutely correct though, you don't owe anything to her at all. So you need to move on with your life, and if things like this keep on happening, possibly write her out of your life completely. It seems like your boyfriend's on the same page too, so that's great. OP did update this a few times. Let's get into update number 1. Alright, OP's first update is titled, So My, 24 female, best friend, 24 female, says I owe her everything I have, including my boyfriend. Yesterday I posted here about how my best friend Jessie is a bit handsy with my boyfriend, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. I am very thankful to all those who commented, especially the ones who encouraged me to say something and what. I don't like arguments, so those were very important to me. Thank you. Last night we were alone because she wanted me to help her choose clothes for an event. I was at her place, so I thought I should say something. I wanted to say something. I was very polite and just said that I knew she meant no harm, but I didn't feel good about it. So I asked her if she could tone it down. I should have said stop, but I guess I'm weak. She didn't really say anything mean, but her attitude was a bit off, I think. She was looking at me in a scornful kind of way, and the way she smiled once I was done talking, it just felt weird. She didn't say anything else but okay, and we just moved on to choosing her clothes, and I left after. We were supposed to go get something to eat, but she said she was tired. I am not dumb, she was hurt. So I texted a common friend, more her friend than mine, and without getting into details, I just told him that I talked to Jess about something that was important to me, but that I was afraid she may have gotten the wrong idea from it. The common friend said, look, I don't want to get involved, but you should watch it. I asked what he meant. He said, nothing, just watch it. A little while after that, he texts me back and says, changed my mind, I do want to get involved, and sends me a bunch of prints of text going back and forth between him and Jessie. It basically starts with him asking her if the two of us had a fight, cause I was worried. He was kind with his words, I don't mind him stepping in. And then just a non-stop stream of her being horrible. She says I had a big mouth and was judging her behavior because I'm a prude who doesn't know how to be around guys. How she taught me everything I know about having a life, and how dare I tell her what she can or cannot do, or how I should thank her for even having a boyfriend at all. Common friend actually called her out for being rude, and no friend of mine. After the prints, he told me, I'm done with her, I give up, and you should watch it. He also said it was okay if I told her I had the prints. I didn't though, didn't know what to say. I mean, she's not 100% wrong, but even though I know that, it really hurts to read those. This morning, I wake up and see she texted me late at night. She says she knows Pete sent me the prints and she didn't mean it to be rude, but it's ridiculous that I am jealous of her because if she wanted my boyfriend, she could just have him. You want me to prove it? So I'm being silly and should drop it is what she meant. She ends it with kisses and a joke. So I don't know if she was being playful, apologizing, threatening, or being pragmatical. I didn't answer her yet. I don't know what to say. Should I even say something or should I just let it go? I wish I could talk to someone about this, but I am very private. I usually go to Jessie with these things. Help? Jumping down to the comment section, there's one from a user called Twillo Ashley. It says, you need to drop this friendship ASAP. She is a toxic person and just brings you down. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but I promise you it's for your well-being. And like others told you on the last post, you owe her nothing. You would have gotten this boyfriend and everything else good in your life on your own with or without her. So please stop thinking she did those things for you because you did them all yourself. OP responded and said, "Thank you for the pick-me-up. I am in bad need of that today. What I meant about her not being 100% wrong is that she did help me navigate my social life since I am quite shy. And she was the one who took me to the party where I met my boyfriend. So I do feel like I owe her some, but the way she put it sounded awful. It sounds to me like OP still doesn't understand that she doesn't owe this person anything, especially after receiving a threatening text saying, 'Do you want to see me get your boyfriend?' I mean, come on. That right there is a clear indication that OP needs to drop this person from their life completely and move on without them. OP, not every friend you make needs to be a lifelong friend. That's a lesson that some people need to learn. Alright, let's jump into OP's next update. This update is titled, "Update, my 24 female best friend 24 female says I owe her everything I have, including my boyfriend. My boyfriend is having nookies with her. A friend convinced some other friends to send me prints of texts between themselves and either my boyfriend or best friend. They are pretty clear. I confronted my boyfriend. He looked lost. He said he loves me and it was just nookies. He says Jessie kept throwing herself at him, teasing him, and he said he didn't like her but still wanted to hang. He said he just had nookies with her to see if she would move on and leave him alone, and that it only happened a couple of times. Says he won't do it anymore. He doesn't even like her. He loves me, asking me to please forgive him." From the text, once I finally made it through them all, I think that Jessie went to the party where me and boyfriend met because she wanted to hook up with him. She had it bad for him, but he didn't feel the same way. She was trying to get him to break up with me and then to get me to break up with him. It worked. As of yesterday, he is a single man. In some of those texts, they are talking about some of the hookups. I feel like throwing up. I blocked him because he was still trying to get in touch. I ghosted her, but she just sent me a message saying she just heard what happened and, "You know this was probably for the best, right?" And I feel like effing screaming. I don't know if this is an update or just me venting. Thanks for listening either way. OP added a big edit at the bottom. It says, "Edit. I don't want to sound melodramatic or sappy or anything, but you all brought me to tears. We keep hearing about how it is insanity to rely on the internet for personal connections, but I just lost a boyfriend, a best friend, and a whole group of friends. And instead of feeling alone, I am more and more feeling like, F yeah, that was the right thing to do. I will be okay. It still hurts, but not as much as it would had I really been alone. I can't even begin to thank this subreddit. I really don't know what to say. Even on my previous posts that didn't get as many responses, it was some of the comments there that made me approach the cheating thing knowing I had to break up and move on. So it changed my life in this moment. And considering I will be doing a lot of soul searching on toxic relationships, this probably changed my life for good. So thank you all so much for reaching out to a stranger. This community is so precious. Some of you are asking for an update. I might in a while if there is something new to tell. Right now, it's just more of the same. I don't think I will be able to answer all the comments, but I'm trying to at least answer the ones with questions. Thank you. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called Mecha Genghis Khan. It says, "Holy crap, both those people sound awful. Good riddance to them." Another commenter down below called S'mores said, "The good part is that you now know their true colors, instead of, say, after you'd been married for years." OP responded and said, "That is true." Wow, the beginning of this update hits like a ton of bricks. but I've gotta say, I'm actually not surprised at all. She mentioned to OP that she could get her boyfriend at any time. That right there is some major red flags waving in the wind. OP, I can't even imagine what you're going through. This is a time for healing. Do not talk to either of these two people again, ever. Alright, OP left one more update. Let's jump into that one now. Alright, this is the last update. It's titled Final Update. My 24 female best friend 24 female says I owe her everything I have, including my boyfriend. I said I'd come back if anything relevant happened. Ex-boyfriend kept trying to get in touch through common friends. They kept asking me to unblock him and at least hear him out, cause he was really sorry. He loved me, he was a mess, he didn't mean to. Someone even went as far as to ask me if I was really sure it happened. They offered to send me prints of texts where he was talking about me, so I'd see how he always had great things to say and how much he cared. But I've had it with the print screen drama for life and said no. To the ones who insisted, I told them I wasn't unblocking him, had nothing to say or hear, and if they kept pushing me, I'd block them too. I ran into ex-boyfriend at this book thing I go to often, hobby of mine. Maybe I'm being presumptuous, but I think he went there for me. He didn't really have any business there, but I'm just speculating really. He asked if I had a few minutes for coffee. I said I was late. Lie. He walked me to my car. He looked so good, smelled great, he was so sweet, was even wearing his hair the way I like it. I felt horrible, cause even after everything, I still like him. He apologized some more, said he knew I needed time and space, but asked if I'd consider giving him another chance, cause he would wait for me. Said he would never talk to Jessie again, and would act like they had restraining orders against each other. And I just found it really funny how everything he was saying required me trusting him, which I don't. So I told him I wasn't interested anymore, and he should move on. I wish I said something snappier or wittier, but I had nothing. That was Saturday. I haven't heard from him or friends since. I think that was that. Jessie also kept trying to talk to me. Like I told some of you on comments, I had a trip coming up. It would have been me, Jessie, ex-boyfriend, and a few friends. Since Jessie couldn't afford it, my parents paid for most of her expenses. She must have remembered this right after everything went down and panicked because I had everything. Vouchers, confirmation emails, credit card info. She went crazy. Even showed up at my place. I wasn't home and my roommate told her to F off, exact words. I didn't block her at first cause I admit I was having some fun watching her despair. I talked to my mom and she was amazing. Told me I should cancel everything even if it cost us money. It was fine. So I did. And for one last bit of print screen drama, I printed all the emails I got confirming cancellations and sent those to Jessie with the word bye before blocking her. My roommate has been amazing. We were never really close and now I don't even know why. She canceled her plans with her friends to stay with me and invited me to go out with them next weekend. A few of you suggested I see a therapist and I did yesterday. I really liked it. It was just one appointment and I mostly just talked, but it felt good. She gave me homework. She talked a little about unhealthy and abusive relationships and asked me to think about my friendship with Jessie and try to point what was healthy and what was unhealthy about it. Made me realize she was never really my friend. She was taking advantage of me for years, and she even had me thanking her for it. Therapist also told me about this saying, I think that's what it's called, the narcissist prayer, which goes something like, that didn't happen. If it did, it wasn't my fault. If it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, then you deserved it. Which is totally how Jessie is handling this whole thing now. So good riddance indeed. And a final piece of gossip, Pete talked to me yesterday. He is checking up sometimes. He's a good guy. Again, he's gay in case someone is still thinking this might turn into a romantic comedy. He said Jessie was super sure that since I broke things off, she and Dean would hook up right away. But apparently, he doesn't have the same plans, and that freaked her out over the weekend. Pete says he really is a mess and went out drinking hard 4 nights in a row to the point he had to be carried home by his pals. And yesterday, they all went out for lunch at this burger place. Jessie was going to run her fingers through his hair or something, and he just pushed her away and told her to stop and to never touch him again. Great that now he manages to do that, huh? I guess in the end, he really did like me in his sick way. The thing is, I don't want to be with someone who likes me in a sick way. I want to be with someone who likes me in a healthy way. I think I deserve that. I'm also thinking about taking the money I got back from the trip to go somewhere else by myself. Haven't decided though. Anyway, this will be the final update on this since it's unlikely that I will have anything new to add. Now, I think I just need time to heal and let go, you know? I might come back in a few months if there's reason to do a "Yay, life is awesome now" post, but I wanted to post this update now because I wanted to end this whole story on a bright note. And of course, thank you all again, you are the best. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called Scrooge. It says, "Your roommate is one of the good ones, and how you handled Jessie was perfect. Great job. I'd say stay strong, but I think you got this. Wherever you plan on vacationing, enjoy it. You deserve it." This is actually a happy ending, something we don't get very often on Reddit at all. So she's no longer talking with the ex-boyfriend, she's no longer talking with the ex-best friend, she's going on a trip for herself, and it sounds like the roommate is about to introduce her to a whole bunch of new people. OP, the commenter was right. You've got this. Good work, and I wish you the best of luck in the future.